Oh, I was hoping. Your timing is most fortuitous. I'm on the verge of something, but I don't quite have all the information. You have no idea how much. Of course, now that I understand more about what's going on, it seems plain as day. And yet I never would have imagined it before. The tertiary trunks have also liquefied their interiors, but they're not vibrating. I thought perhaps it was some sort of defect, but it's much simpler. They're listening. I don't. Not for sure. It's all a theory, certainly, but it is completely supported by the data and observation, like all good science. It's the best we have to go on right now. It means it is ready to reproduce. I believe this tree is sending vibrations out over massive distances and expecting to detect sympathetic vibrations in return. As of yet, there's been no response. I suspect that will not change, that a response is impossible, and that's very, very bad. We're continuing to see an increase in the strength and frequency of the vibrations. I don't know how. If there's no response, the tree may vibrate itself and some nearby. Now, as of yet, there has been no response. And clearly, none of the... While it can't be ruled out that the intended recipient of these messages was cut down during the city's expansion, over 100 years ago, the United Colonies and the Free... As a gesture of peace and goodwill, a near-literal olive branch, one of the trees from New Atlantis, was offered... Nice. Short-sighted and ill-advised, in my opinion. Of course, you can't just uproot a native species and plunk it down on some other planet in a totally different environment. Clearly, no exobotanists were consulted ahead of time. The end result was wholly predictable. The tree died. I'm sorry, I'll get to the point. The tree died, yes, but branches were kept. At least one still exists in the museum there. If I had that branch, I could get DNA samples, and then using various data, we could then broadcast that response and hopefully calm down. The museum in Aquila City is... I don't know anything about her, but hopefully... All right, off you go.
These people claim to be independent, yet they still crowd together behind walls.
That date all the way back to the time of Solomon Coe. Welcome to the Coe Heritage Museum. That is... I assume you're somehow associated with the United... A lot of that these days. Well, I'm afraid you've wasted your time because I'm not authorized, nor... That includes 100-year-old... Sorry.
To what do I owe this pleasure?
Hi! Please feel free to have a look. I hear what you're saying, but I'm handing over that branch. I guess it couldn't. This isn't getting us in. I can't just hand out museum exhibits to anyone. It doesn't work. If this isn't some sort of... Earl Fulton should have a...
Aren't You the one I saw running away from that crazy guy?
An enterprising mind, a keen sense of fairness, and a love for the hard-working folk of this city. Well, that's what Honest Earl is known for. Welcome! Are you prepared? Well, I promise you this. We got animals from what you'll see. I envy you. Step right through this door. Oh, and, please... I must ask, if you... Confound that woman. I paid good credits for that lumber, which, by the way, she was just going to throw out, and she has no right. And after all that, none of my exotic beasts would even touch the stuff. Well, my friend, you will be happy to know that this is your... I'm thinking perhaps, 500 credits ought to... What? Ah, here you are.
So many people, all in one place. I still cannot feel entirely comfortable.
I hope Aquila City has what we need. Have you paid a visit to Miss... Earl Fulton? Well, I'll trust your judgment. And beggars can't be choosers. Now, I just need a moment to... Right, so we'll feed in a sample. Now the program will incorporate the genetic and chemical makeup of the sample, extrapolating the size and structure of the original tree. This was put together rather hastily, so complete accuracy is impossible. But I'm hoping it's enough. And there it is. Our best hope for a positive solution to this mess. So, we now have a simulated... Oh, I'm quite certain you... I've been forced to listen to this SSNN kiosk chatter incessantly. We don't have time to go through the proper channels, but if you can find a term... You're right. There's a chance that there could be some minor adverse side effects. We won't play the broadcast loud or long enough to cause any major or permanent damage to humans. And aside from that, if we don't calm this tree down soon, I have no doubt that you will. We're close to the action. Prime position for one of the big stories affecting United Colonies.
I am glad there is still a reliable source of news in the circuit systems, though it often travels significantly slower than light. facilities are. Truly amazing.
We've done it! I'm already seeing reductions in the strength of the vibrations. I can hardly believe that. I did my best, but it's not magic. I don't. We've been in uncharted territory this whole time. With the immediate crisis hopefully over, I can slow down and review everything. And certainly, I'll be keeping a much closer eye on our friend. And you. You have saved this tree and advanced our scientific knowledge of our environment. You have my gratitude and that of every citizen.